While Lomo is talking to himself, Natalia Stepanovna comes in because she had been asked by her father to meet the visitor Lomo. Natalia Stepanovna, seeing Lomov, says, oh, there, it's you. Papa said, go, there is a merchant who has come for his goods. How do you do, Ivan Vasilevich? Natalia didn't know that it was her neighbor who was waiting for her. Natalia had been told by the father that there was a merchant who has come to buy something. So Natalia expresses a great surprise seeing her neighbor Lomov in the house. So Natalia says, well, there it's you. But Papa said, go, there is a merchant who has come for his goods. How do you do? How are you? Ivan Vasilevich. Lomov, who is highly nervous, replies, how do you do, honored Natalia Stepanovna? Natalia, you must excuse my apron and negligee. We are shelling peas for drying. Now Natalia is telling Lomov that he must excuse her for coming in to meet him wearing her apron. Apron is used while you're working either in the kitchen or outside. So you must excuse my apron and negligee. Negligee is a light gown worn by women. And she says, sorry, we are shelling peas for drying. We are removing the shells of green peas for drying outside. Why haven't you been here for such a long time? Sit down. Natalia asked Lomo, you come here after a very, very long time. I haven't seen you for a very long time. What's the reason? Then both are seated. They seat themselves. Won't you have some lunch? This time for lunch. Will you have some lunch? She's asking Lomo. Lomo says, oh, no, thank you. I have had some lunch already. No, thank you for offering lunch to me. Thank you. Natalia Stepanovna. Oh, then at least you can sit and smoke. Here are the matches. I'll give you matches. You can sit here and smoke. Look at the weather. The weather is splendid, beautiful. Today the weather is splendid, beautiful, but yesterday it was so wet that the workmen couldn't do anything the whole day. So Natalia is talking to Lomo about the weather, and she says, today the weather is beautiful, but the previous day it was raining, it was so wet, because of which the workers could not do anything throughout the day. How much have you stacked? Just think, start here, collect it, just think about it. I felt greedy and I had a whole field cut. You know what we did yesterday? I was over ambitious. I was highly greedy. So I got a big field cut. But now I'm not happy. I'm not pleased about it because I'm afraid the hay may get rotten because the field is wet. So Natalia is talking about her difficulties related to the work in the fields, and she says, yesterday, thinking that the weather would be fine, she got the entire field cut. But what happened later? It started drizzling, started raining, and as a result, the entire field is wet, and the hay, that is hay, may get rotten in the water, in the rain. I ought to have waited a bit. Now she is telling him, before I got the entire field cut, before I got the hay cut, I should have waited. But what is this? Oh, you're in evening dress. Now suddenly she notices his dress, Lomo's dress, and she is surprised to see him come into her house wearing evening dress. Well, I never noticed it earlier. Mr. Lomo, in this dress, are you going to a ball or what? Ball, dance party? Are you going to attend a function? Are you going to attend a party somewhere? Though I must say, you look so better. okay, in this evening dress, you look much, much better. Tell me, why are you got up like this? Why are you got up? Why are you dressed in this way? You are in your Sunday best, you are wearing your evening dress. What is the reason? Are you going to attend a party somewhere? Lomov is excited. He is nervous, more nervous now, hearing this compliment. And he explains, you see, honored Natalia Stepanovna, the fact is, I have made up my mind to ask you to hear me out. Sorry, I'm not going to attend any party. I have come in this dress just to talk to you. I have decided, I have made up my mind. I have made up my mind to ask you to hear me out. Please listen to what I am going to say. Of course, you'll be surprised hearing what I am going to say, and perhaps I don't know whether you may get angry when you hear what I am going to say. But I don't know. Then he tells himself, oh, it's very cold here. It's awfully cold, terribly cold. Natalia Stepanovna, what's the matter? Well, so she's very confident. She talks to him boldly. She's asking him, what's the matter? Just tell me. Why are you hesitating? Lomo, look, I'll try to be very brief. You must know, honored Natalia Stepanovna, that I have long since my childhood, in fact, had the privilege of knowing your family. So Lomov is trying to introduce the topic by beating around the bush. He says, we try to be brief, but he is not brief. He wants to be brief, but he can't do that. He beats around the bush. He says, you must know, honored Natalia Stepanovna, I have long, since my childhood, in fact, had the privilege of knowing your family because you are my neighbor. My late aunt and her husband, from whom, as you know, I inherited my property, land, always had the greatest respect for your father and your late mother. My late aunt and her husband, from whom I inherited my land, had greatest respect for your father and your late mother. So, the Lomovs and the Shubukovs, the two families, the Lomovs and the Shubukovs have always had the most friendly, and I might almost say the most loving, affectionate respect or regard, concern for each other. We have been very close to each other for years. And as you know, my land is a near neighbor of yours. You will remember that my oxen meadows touch your birch woods. And as you know that we are neighbors. My land is adjacent to yours, we are immediate neighbors. You'll remember that my oxen meadow is a piece of land filled with the grass where cows and oxen graze. So he says, you will remember that my oxen meadows touch your birch woods. Birch is a kind of a tree. So he says, my oxen meadows, Lomov's oxen meadows, are adjacent to the birch woods belonging to Natalia's family, Shubukov's family. Hearing this, Natalia Stepanovna gets surprised and she asks him, excuse my interrupting you, sorry to interrupt you. You say, my oxen meadows, what do you just now say? You said, my oxen meadows, but are they really yours? Lomov says, yes, they are mine. The oxen meadows are mine, Natalia. But what are you talking about? Oxen meadows are ours, not yours. Slowly, a quarrel is developing between Lomov and Natalia over the border. Natalia says that oxen meadows belong to her. Lomov says it is his. What are you talking about? Oxen meadows don't belong to you. They are ours, not yours. Lomov, oh no, mine. Oh no, Natalia Stepanovna, you're mistaken. They are mine. Natalia Stepanovna, well, I never knew that before. How do you make that out? Till this moment, I didn't know that belonged to you. You come and tell me that meadows belong to you. Come on, I don't understand. Lomov, how? I'm speaking of those oxen meadows which are in between, wedged in between, situated in between your birch woods and the burnt marsh. Marsh is a piece of wetland. And Lamo thinks that she is mistaken, she is getting confused. So he is trying to make it very clear by saying that he is talking about the oxen meadows which are situated in between Natalia's birch woods and the burnt marsh. Natalia Stepanova says, I'm not mistaken, I know what you're talking about, they are ours. The meadows are ours. Lamo, oh no, you're mistaken, honored Natalia Stepanova, they are mine. Natalia, just think, Ivan Vasilovich, how long have they been yours? Can you just tell me how long have they belonged to you? Till this moment, I thought they belonged to me. Now you come and tell me they are yours. Can you just tell me when did those meadows belong to you? Lamo, how long? Come on, what a stupid question. They are mine, they have been ours as long as I can remember. Now Natalia Stepanova now says, really, you can't make me believe that because that is not factual. That is not correct. They are ours. Really, you won't get me to believe what you are saying. Oh, you can't believe. I can show you that documents, Lamo says. But you can see from the documents, honored Natalia Stepanova, oxen meadows were once a subject of dispute. Once a subject of dispute between your family and my family, no doubt. Some years ago, so many years ago, there was a dispute over the oxen meadow. No doubt, oxen meadows were once a subject of dispute, but now everybody knows that they are mine. Today, now everybody knows that oxen meadows are ours. Earlier, there was a dispute between the two families, but at present, they are ours. There's nothing to argue about it. You see, my aunt's grandmother, this is how it came to us. My aunt's grandmother gave the free use of these meadows in bond, perpetuity here bond, to the peasants of your father's grandfather. Now, Lomo is trying to explain the background to Natalia. He says, see, there was a dispute over that. Later, my aunt's, you know how the dispute arose? My aunt's grandmother gave the free use of these meadows in bond to the peasants of your father's grandfather. So this happened so many years ago. My grandmother allowed the peasants of your grandfather to use the meadows. In return, your peasants, the peasants of your father's grandfather, had to make bricks for my aunt's grandmother. The peasants belonging to your father's grandfather had the free use of the meadows for how long? Nearly for 40 years. They made use of the meadows as if they belonged to them, and got into the habit of regarding them as their own. See, when they were given the right to use the meadows for almost 40 years, they got into the habit of considering those meadows as their own. He continues justifying what he is trying to say. He is explaining the background to Natalia, but Natalia cuts him short, stops him there by saying, oh no, it isn't all like that. Come on, this is nonsense. I don't think it is true. Both my grandfather and great grandfather reckoned here, thought, decided, considered that their land extended up to the burnt marsh. Both my grandfather and great grandfather believed that their land extended up to the burnt marsh, which means that oxen meadows were ours. So when our land goes up to the burnt marsh, naturally the oxen meadow should belong to us. I don't see what there is to argue about. It's simply silly. What you're trying to say is silly. When an oxen meadows come within that, so naturally there are. What is there to argue about? What do you talk about your grandfather, aunt's grandfather, our grandfather? No, come on, it's silly. Lomo, I'll show you the documents, Natalia Stepanova. He doesn't want her to get angry, so he's trying to tell her coolly everything. Natalia, you're not telling me the truth, you are joking or making fun of me by saying that they belong to you. What a surprise! We have had the land for nearly 300 years. So let me tell you, the meadows have been ours for the last 300 years. And then suddenly you come to my house suddenly one day and tell me that is not ours. How can I believe that? Ivan Vasilevich, I can hardly, not at all, believe my own ears. These meadows are not worth much to me. I know. From the meadows we get nothing. There is no income that we get from the meadows, but still they are ours. In fact, the meadows only come to 5 desiatins. Desiatins here, it's a measurement. 1 desiatin is equal to 2.702 acres. These meadows aren't worth much to me because we don't get any income from those meadows, but still they are ours. See, it's not much. They only come to 5 desiatins. 1 desiatin is equal to 2.702 acre. So they only come to 5 desiatins. That means 13.5 acres. And are worth perhaps maybe 300 rubles. Not more than that. But I can't stand this unfairness here, injustice. You come and tell me that they belong to you when they actually belong to us. Say what you will, but I can't stand injustice, unfairness. You can go on arguing about it, but let me tell you very clearly, I can't stand this. I can't accept this injustice, unfairness. Oh, please hear me out. I beg you. Oh, please listen to what I am saying. I beg you, the peasants of your father's grandfather. So once again, Lomo talks about the past, how the land came to them, how the land became, how it became theirs. He says, hear me out, I implore you. The peasants of your father's grandfather, as I have already had the honor of explaining to you, used to bake bricks for my aunt's grandmother. Now my aunt's grandmother, wishing to make them a pleasant, he wants to say something more, but Natalia interrupts him because she's very angry with him. And she says, I can make head or tail of all this about aunts and grandfathers and grandmothers. She is really angry. She's shouting at him. She's telling, I can understand. I can make head or tail. Head or tail means I can understand. It's nonsense. I can understand what you're trying to say. The meadows are ours, that's all. That's the truth. Lomos, mine. Meadows are mine. Natalia, ours. You can go on proving it for 2 days continuously on end. You can go on, put on 15 dress jackets, but I tell you they're ours, ours, ours. So she's making fun of him by saying that you come wearing a nice dress jacket, you come and tell a lie, but lie cannot be changed into truth. You can go on proving it for 2 days or 5 days or 10 days or 1 year or 2 years. You can go on like this, put on 15 dress jackets, but I tell you they are ours, they are ours. I don't want anything of yours. So we are not greedy. We are satisfied with what we have. But at the same time, I don't want to give up anything which belongs to me. Now, Natalia, I don't want the meadows. I am acting on principle. Lomo says, see, I'm not trying to grab your meadows. I'm telling you the truth. I'm acting on a principle. What is the principle here? They belong to me. So I should use it. These belong to these. Meadows belong to me. That's a principle. That's why I'm telling you that. If you like, I'll make you a present of them. Oh, Natalia. If you want the meadows, see, from the meadows, we don't get nothing. We don't get anything. We don't get much income. And moreover, there is not much. So if you are particular about getting it, I can make a present. I can gift it to you. Why this quarrel? Stop quarreling. Natalia says, oh, come on. I can make a present of them myself because they are mine. Natalia is asking why he should present it to her when it belongs to her. I can make you a present of them myself. I can present it to you because they are mine. Your behavior, Ivan Vasilevich, is very strange today, to say the least. I don't want to say anything else. Let me just say your behavior is very strange. Up to this, we have always thought of you as a good neighbor, a friend. Last year, we lent you a threshing machine, a machine that is used to thresh the grains. Although on that account, we had to postpone our own threshing till November. See, we tried to help you. And when we helped you, we got into trouble. But still, we didn't quarrel with you. But you behaved to us as if we were nomads, gypsies, as if we don't belong to this place. Give me my own land. Indeed, you are trying to give me my own land. Oh, no, really. That's not at all neighborly. You are not being a good neighbor. You are not behaving like a good neighbor. In my opinion, it is an impertinent